scope of e-businesses. Okay, the first scope is your business to business commerce. See, under your business to business, what happens when one particular business deals with another business, then that must be of separate in nature. Okay, if it is of same in nature, then it will be included under your intra B. Same business nature, that means when one particular business deals with its suppliers, okay, or it deals with your regular customers, then it will be included under your intra B. But whenever a separate business or activities deals with another separate business organization, then it will be included under your B2B commerce. Okay, so here are the various scope of B2B. That means what will be the outcome of when one particular business organization deals with another business organization. See, these are the various outcomes. That means creation of utility. Utility, that means something of value. When one particular business provides goods and services to another business, and in that case the other business firm provides various financial assistance or even the value through money, then it will be called as creation of utility. Okay, creation of utility, that means each and every party must prefer some valuable product from each parties. Okay. Next you see collaboration. Collaboration we have discussed in our previous chapters relating to your joint venture, relating to your merger, relating to your partnership acquisition, right? Relating to your merger, that means when one particular business two particular business combines together and forms a new business, that will be included under your merger part. Under your acquisition part, for example, there are two companies A and B. Company A takes over all the assets and liabilities of company B, and a new company A is formed. Then in that cases it will be included under your acquisition part. Okay. Next you see commercial negotiation for dealings and transaction. If if two particular business firm sells one particular goods, or if two or more particular business firms sells one particular good, then what should be the value, what should be the fair market price of that goods? If to determine the fair market price, B2B commerce transactions are also being done. That will be included under your commercial negotiation for dealings and transaction of various goods and services. Okay. Next you see inviting tenders to BPO, KPO, that one I have already told you. Next, distribution of goods from manufacturer to distributor. But in this case, both the manufacturer or distributors must be of separate in nature. They should not be of same in nature. That means that means both the manufacturer or distributor should not be within the scope of one particular business. If it is within the scope of one particular business, that will be included under your intra B. That we are going to discuss in the next slides. Okay. Next you see B2C. That means whenever one particular business firm sells goods to another another customer, that means it will be included under your B2C. Okay, so B2C is not a one-way process. It is always a two-way process. Whenever B2C occurs, simultaneously C2B also occurs. Okay. See, whenever you purchase goods, take for example, you have purchased some branded goods. In that cases, the customer used to, in that cases, the business organization used to provide various warranty facilities. They also used to provide guarantee facilities. They also used to call you regarding how valuable is the product to you. All these things, in this way the business tries to maintain a relationship with the customer. Those relationships will be included under your B2C commerce. And simultaneously, I have already told you, when B2C occurs, C2B also occurs. That means in the same way, customers also starts talking to the various businesses. In that way, they start providing various feedbacks, complaints, suggestions to the businesses in such a way that the businesses will be able to remodify their goods and services in tune with the customers' wants. Okay, so that is only about B2C commerce. Okay, see, this is about the C2B commerce. Because we have already discussed that B2C is not a one-way process, it will be a two-way communication process. Customers will also start interacting with the businesses, and in that way businesses will be able to remodify their goods and services. Okay. Next you see commerce to commerce, customer to customer commerce, or C2C commerce. See, under C2C commerce what happens? When one particular customer has purchased goods from one particular businesses or from one particular company, then the customer will be starting interacting with another customer regarding how valuable is that product, or if he have been deceived by one particular company, then he will be start communicating with another customer that the company's product is not that satisfactory. In that way, the other customers will either prefer the goods, or they will be start rejecting the goods of one particular company. See, customer to customer commerce will also include their various retail agencies. There are various retail agencies. That means there are various codes, district codes, state codes, or even your national commission codes, All these things are various redressal agencies which provides various relief to the customer. For example, if a customer has been deceived, or if the customer has been sold various adulterated or different inferior goods and services, then they can immediately go and talk to their various consumer forums, and in that way consumer forums will be making good their losses. Okay, so these activities, entire activities relating to the discussion from one customer to another customer, or discussion from one customer to another consumer firms, in these discussions will be included under your C2C commerce. Okay, here you see, apart from grievances, that means grievance redressal machineries, that means this refers to various consumer forums. When one particular customer has been deceived or he has been cheated, then he can immediately go and complain to the consumer forums. And apart from these activities, C2C will also include the following. Here you see selling of used books and clothes and materials. There are certain shops which will accept your used commodities. Like in Jorhat it is not there, but in Guwahati, if you see, there are some certain shops which you can sell your used books. For example, your class 10 or your class 9 books. If your books are of in a good quality, then you can immediately sell it. Okay. After selling it, they will be giving you a price which is lower than your actual MRP. Okay. Now that is what actually selling of used books, clothes and materials. In that, like your books, you can also sell your clothes and other materials also. Selling of antique items, that means the items which have been used by our forefathers or which have been used by our ancestors. If you have got all those activities, then also there are certain shops which are going to buy it. Okay. Next you see cautioning customers about the fraudulent items or businesses. This one I have already told you. If one customer is cheated, then he will be informing to his fellow customer that not to buy the product from this company, that the company's product is inferior. Okay. Next you see information about the quality, durability of the product. See, if the product of a particular company is good, then he will be start communicating with his friends and relatives. In that way, the company will be able to expand their sales. Okay. So these are the various C2C commerces. Next you see, here we are next we are learning about the intra-B. That means all those transactions that takes place between the same business firm. Okay. That is called your intra-B. For example, in a firm, there will be various departments like your finance department, like your sales department, like your production and manufacturing department, like your research and development department. All these things are various departments in a particular firm. So whenever those activities or transaction or communication takes place through those particular departments, then we will be including it as under your intra-B commerce. Okay. Here you see, it refers to a transaction that takes place between the parties or person who are part of the firm only, within the same firm. Whatever parties are there, whatever departments are there, all these things, whenever they used to interact with each other, then it will be included under your intra-B commerce. Okay. Usually transaction takes place between departments of finance with that of production, market, etc. Research. These will be included under your intra-B. Okay. Next you see what are the activities, what are the discussion that takes place between one department to another department. There is a placing orders or instruction by selling by the selling department to the production department. That means if the selling department feels that one particular product has been neglected by the customer, then they can immediately inform the production department, that is to produce the goods according to the customer demands or according to the customer wishes. All these things can also be taken. Next to say recruitment, selection and training of employees. Regarding, for example, if there is one particular commodity which cannot be produced by the existing employees, then the company will be start recruiting through their various human resource department. So these types of interaction that takes place within the same firm will only be included under your intra-B commerce. Okay. Next you see here one example it is there, example of intra-B commerce. Here you see employees can send their field reports via email. That means there are who will actually be going to their field works. The marketing department, the people who will be selling the products of the companies to the various areas or to various geographical units, they will be assessing the customer's demand, they will be assessing the customer's taste, and then they will be reporting to the companies itself through VPN, that is your virtual private network. And in this process, actually the customer will be in this way the businesses will be actually be able to remodify their goods and services to suit their customer demands and preferences. Okay. So these are the various scopes of e-businesses. We have discussed about B2B, we have discussed about B2C, C2B, we have also discussed about C2C and this intra-B. Okay.